Good morning, everybody. This is Callie B. Elwains here with Bold and Visible, and I'm so excited today to be talking to Kim Alexander Kerr. Kim, welcome.
Hi, Kelly. Thank you so much.
Well, my pleasure. I mean, just in our pre-conversation here, we are so excited and talking about Kim's upcoming workshop, Unlock Your Passion for women who are in long-term relationships, long-term marriages, and really long for and desire more connection to themselves and their beloved. And Kim, I just can't wait for that to happen and for us to discuss this morning.
I'm really excited for the conversation. And of course, for the workshop, it is 20 years culminating and all of the experiences and what you've taught me coming forward on Wednesday of this week. So
super exciting. And Kim is a businesswoman. She is a trained therapist. She's a spiritual therapist, and she's a feminine intimacy coach. She has many, many years of deep experience and knowledge that she's cultivating and bringing it forward into this very precise body of work. And what I love so much about it, Kim, is this body of work is being built using your story that you told on stage at the monologues in November
in Calgary.
As the fulcrum. And Kim is in our mastery program for business, where we design, test, and bring forward her pilot program, and really just bringing all her years of incredible history into this very crystal offer into the world. So I'd love for you just to share briefly, though, because there's so many women in the work in our VIP programs right now, getting ready to get on stage with their stories, right? Yes. And in our 12-week program. For their sake, just share with us, where were you at? What was your life like before you came into our work?
Okay, I was all the way at the other side of the women coming about to go on stage in that excitement. And looking back, my life was great. I have the man of my dreams, the children of my dreams. We made big changes, leaving the city to live on a historic farm in nature and raise our daughter in nature. So I would say courageous moves. We had written a book together, launched a company together. So life was good. I knew what taking risks and making changes was all about. And yet, even with that success and being so blessed and having a life that I don't need a vacation from, still there was a mutedness that was, would be how I would describe it, a little bit of dimness that would come over me, that would have me either not reach the success that didn't make any sense to me, that should have been happening and everything was done right, but never really materialized in that take off deserved way. Or when the success came, it quickly followed with a hiding, dimming down, a shame, just a level, a sense of it never really fully happened. I never really owned it. I never really felt it was true. And oftentimes that affected the momentum and certainly my motivation. So that was a little bit about what life was like before. And not a lot of that. I would like to say it wasn't visible, but I have a feeling that it was very visible for the people in my life and my clients and people who I worked with. I thought I was hiding that, and that duality of never really quite knowing that I've never really quite done the thing or made it. And yet trying to also be authentic with people was a real challenge and quite draining at the time.
Well, you're so articulate with how you're describing it. And I know so many women in our work and out there in the broader world will resonate with what you're saying, because, even in spite of our success and our brilliance and just all that depth of, our commitment, there's a part of us that's just not fulfilling. And we do think, we're doing a good job of hiding it. We always talk about that somatic storytelling itself all the time. Can you just share what shifted for you briefly? Like what shifted inside of the work? We call it the feminine somatic integration method, but what shifted for you on your way to the stage? And then how did the stage lead you to this next step?
Okay. Um, so many things. So I would say that first of all, the the world of somatics for me opened up for the very first time feeling safe in my body. And so much I would say of what I just described about the first half of life
Right.
was due to not feeling safe. And I won't spend a lot of time on that, but there's different kinds of fear, different kinds of trauma. And so to feel that safety was the foundation for everything. On top of that, I would say that the experience of being not only witnessed, but believed
Mm, yeah.
um, was a first for me by women, to really be allowed to be myself. Yes, but to actually be allowed to succeed and not be
Mm.
punished or taken out or looking over my shoulder. So that is the container that you set. And I would say that the story um was a surprise for me. What my story
Mm,
ended up being was an absolute surprise. My story is a love story.
right.
And I didn't expect that. And yet everything I am is about love. It's so miraculous that that is you seeing me from the very beginning. I remember my intention in that very first class that, when words come out of you, the words that came out of me, my intention is to be profoundly affected by love. I didn't know where that came from. I thought my intention was to get on a stage and do a bunch of things. But what the words were
Mm,
was the real deal. And you saw that. And your method can work with that and actually hold that thread. Pull is It was way more gentle than that. It was like you wove that through me like a golden thread that came through me and forward and then out. And that week that led up to this stage, that was also an experience, incredible, full 5 days of immersion and training and knowledge and more integration, more thresholds. And that I remember the last day before we were going to go for the stage, you took us through an exercise of giving our story away. And I felt it. I was standing beside you and I felt myself give it to the
mm,
women, right, in the audience. And that was so profound to me because that was the seed in me that I knew it wasn't going to be finished for me after the stage, that I would continue on with you into the mastery. I knew because I had my story, yes. I was willing to give it away, yes. I could feel that I would be very good at helping people and leading and being grounded and being present and being compassionate as you are, that I could learn that from you. But that was the moment I thought, wow, I really have something to
mm.
give and I can feel its value.
Wow, that's so precise in how you speak it. Just reflecting that your beautiful story, you're a trained psychotherapist, you've helped people through these
Mm.
tremendous challenges, and you're there for them. And this one last piece, it's so, we don't know what it is, right? So when we land in a story, it's about love. And yes, it is, because your
Yeah.
gift, now that you're bringing all that brilliance into it, is about love. Can you share where you're taking it inside this mastery program? And then I really want you to share what your workshop's about.
Okay, absolutely. Miraculous. And so it isn't in any way to downplay the experience of the stage and that monologue, but it did feel like the cherry on top. because I had already become that, or that part of me had already emerged. And so standing on stage was really delicious and like a dessert. And it actually, I wasn't nervous. I was excited. I had
Right.
given it away the day before. And then the next day on stage, I was enjoying every minute, every moment. And so coming forward with um, having my story, having that thread, having the title Circles of Love, and understanding that it was all about love. Um, I would love to say that I knew, oh, absolutely, a body of work based on love, a business based on love. I had no idea, but I knew I wanted it. I wanted it like I've never wanted anything before, because I knew it was the real deal. I knew you saw me. And so coming in from having the story, everything somatically continues to feel safe. It goes at the pace that it's a loop of expand and then absorb and integrate and then expand and keep going and keep going. I always say, just keep swimming, just swimming forward. And so now I found myself working with you and being loved into existence again with my body of work in a way that is combining the world of business. It's actually the new way. It's not a new way. It's the new way that women want to create. We want to do it with love and together, with generosity. And Kelly, you're modeling that
Mm.
and you're putting that inside of a structure, which I love. And so it isn't freewheeling and feel your way into it. It is very structured, which works for me, that it is understanding that the only way that, you've helped me find my own authority,
Mm.
because my story
Beautiful.
makes me the authority as you've taught me. And so that would be my first thing. My first, big aha moment was that, wow, I really am an authority in this realm. And then the structure has also provided me with who my client is. You know, my first client is me. And so that gives me a very specific understanding of what women go through, what their problems, what their sufferings, what their longings feel
Hmm.
like. And you've taught me how to, more than relate, how to be of service and connect. I would say activate, how to activate my clients so that they come forward and they can find me and they can find the work and be in the program and be where they need to be to have what they want to have. I would say one more thing in terms of the activation, this notion of every email, every marketing component, every piece of collateral. You have taught me that I've been doing it backwards,
Mm.
and that all of the best of intentions and trying to be generous or be nice and be captivating and be of service, it has just been needed to be switched the other way around. And so now you've taught me that each component, I can't, I'm still astounded by the level and volume of value of what I'm getting from you in the mastery program. It keeps going on and on. It isn't just a program. It, to me, it is, and it isn't just training. You've come underneath me and lifted me. You've brought me to your own community, your own women, and launched me into the world. And so I would say that that has been an energetic activation of not only me, but also of clients.
Mm. Thank you so much.
Little
That's
attempt at trying to describe what the heck is going on, the
yeah.
magic.
I love it because it's this commingling of my gift in the world as a, career CEO is building things. And so I bring a very specific structure into the process, very specific finding, identifying, creating. But
Yes.
then, and we have the whole lifting up turnkey model where we're bringing into the world right now, right? Which is just so exciting for Ethan and I. But
Mm,
all your landing pages we create for you and bring your essence into those. I'm so very good at that one thing, is many things, but the one thing I love doing, and I do well for me, but I
mhm.
can't take my copy into the outside world because the outside world dumbs it down and creates this conventional stuff. And so we're able to hold you if in the future, we're here to bring and take all the edge out of building the thing so you can be who you're being. Take all the problems out of setting up all these event pages and landing pages and
Calendars,
and
scheduling, discovery, absolutely.
and bringing the elegance and the beauty while we're also guiding you to get there. That just really for me is incredible. More incredible than that is just being able to help create the conditions for you to be you and give
Mm,
your gift, because my gift, I want to affect, as I say, when we were in our pre-conversation, millions of people with freedom, and your flavor of freedom so needed right now. Inside my marriage, I know all of the years that we could have called it quits,
mhm.
even though we're deeply conscious, even though we're really smart, loving. I see marriages in women living out marriages being disconnected from themselves, being disconnected from their beautiful beloved, and it's by a mere misunderstanding. And what I feel about you when you speak and you're leaning into it in your story is, that we just don't understand, and you have a way of bringing forward a connection, a reconnection, and an intimacy that's been missing. And I think right now on the planet, we are so fragmented and so disconnected, and so moving away from families, moving away from being wrapped in our beloved. I don't want to spend any more time isolated while I'm in a relationship. And I just believe so much in what you're doing and your skill and what you're doing. And so just helping you create those conditions and the other women in the work create the conditions that leverage you is exactly what I want to be doing.